So Steve.
Mr. Chris.
Oh, I love that.
I thought you would. You go, boy.
Oh man, you had to. Eh?
I had to.
It does feel weird when you say it.
It does feel
though.
weird to hear it, right?
Yeah, that's why
from
I
another
stopped.
grown man.
That's why I stopped saying it. I don't know if you noticed.
I did.
But,
I've taken it over for you. I'm never going to let it die.
Now I know you didn't mention it on the last episode, and I don't know if you noticed.
I felt it, and
You
then I
felt
noticed
it,
it. Well, yes, the panels, and where I noticed it is back here. This is where I noticed it, behind the thing. You got way more professional.
Exactly.
I feel like, we did that episode on the placebo effect. I feel like last time, you sounded better in this room. So I did not comment. You're right.
You knew it. You
And
knew
it's-
something was.
It's a thing, and Julie always tells me it's a thing.
Oh.
Did you notice I did my hair? And I'm like, I did last week when you did it. And she's like, well, friggin' tell me, you loser. And I'm like, it looks great, by the way. And she's like, well, tell a woman that. And I'm like, but I thought it. Does it count if I thought it?
But you're so right.
Yeah, it's
You're
such a dude thing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like,
it is.
yeah.
We notice, but we say nothing.
Yes.
You know?
It's totally a guy thing.
And we jump on something else right away.
Yeah, we're way more excited about food or
Of
whatever.
course. Or recording a podcast.
I love podcasts.
Me too, man. So, yeah, I finally fixed my panels on my wall.
Yeah, they look
man.
really nice.
Yeah, thank you.
It
Thank
only
you. So,
took you a year or
a year to do a job that took me maybe like a day and a half.
yeah. That's also just a life thing.
But honestly, I was thinking about how I was going to
No, you weren't. You just were being lazy. Don't do the I was thinking about it for a year.
No, there's a reason. There's a reason.
You just didn't do it.
I just didn't do it.
There we go.
I just
Honesty
didn't do it.
is
Yeah, because thinking about the concept took me, I don't know, a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you had the concept the first time you walked in.
yeah,
here.
because my problem was the gap. I needed like at least a 3-inch gap.
Okay.
From the wall to the rear panel.
Sure.
Okay. So, and they're heavy.
Oh,
they're made of wood.
I see what you're saying.
And like these panels at the front of the studio, I think they weigh like 35 pounds each.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I just need to figure out a system, which I did.
Yeah, they're still
And
there.
And I had some, I reached out to some friends.
I was going to say,
people
you didn't
from
do this alone.
From
I know
MCC
that you didn't
also.
do this alone.
Yeah, Stefan actually from MCC.
You're pretty bright, but this looks pretty far.
Yeah, so I know it's not that you noticed it wasn't all me.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
can
did
tell right
know
away.
that part. It's all they're all straight and level. And
Right there, you see. Okay, that's not Chris.
yeah, Chris, he didn't focus that long.
So I'm glad you like them.
Yes,
Let's pivot.
always.
Oh, pivot time. All right. Subscribe to the channel. That helps a lot. I hope by then we'll be above 1,000 subscribers.
That would be neat.
Yes, because last week we did say that we were close to 1,000.
Yeah, and you told me that's a good thing.
And we're probably above 1,000 by now. We'll see. But if we're not, subscribe, and subscribe more.
Yeah.
And all these
Do the
things.
things. Do the things.
Write reviews on Spotify, on Apple Music, and all that stuff. And honestly, it sounds silly, but it helps a lot.
Yeah.
It helps for the algorithm. It helps for visibility, and it's good for our well-being also.
That's right. Which is paramount.
It is.
So far down my list these days. My own well-being. It's just like getting dragged along behind life. Just back there all sad and confused.
Exactly.
So this is one little joy.
Yeah, it
We
is.
can
It
have.
is. And a huge thank you for our sponsor,
Yeah.
Audio,
Yeah.
who just released in the last few days the Auria Mini.
Yes.
Which is quite cool. I actually made a video on this one on my YouTube channel if you want to go check it out. So it's they're entering in the room acoustic games,
Room
basically.
correction.
Room correction, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the IK Multimedia
Yes.
thing, and so kind of more on the affordable side, which is great. Little box, so you load your EQ profile.
You have one there.
To calibrate your room straight into this little box, and there you go.
I haven't been trying to figure out how to steal that since
I know.
I got here today.
No, it's plugged in.
I'm going to tell you,
and it's glued to my desk.
that little wire. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
You like chain the computers to the desk in school.
I'm going to change
When
my Aura Mini.
when Steve comes over, stealing all your stuff.
Exactly.
It's so cool.
So
looking.
it's cool. So so Audient, honestly, Audient Audio again, check them out, and we're gonna leave the link down below. They have nice audio interfaces, one of the best interfaces on the market, and now this new guy, which is quite awesome, Audient.com, I think. If not, I'm just gonna remove that part.
Even if it's not, that's staying in. So today's topic, I believe, came from.
It's
Is it MCC?
guy. No, I think it's a guy. No, it's a guy called S. Conway, Mr. Conway.
Oh, this was a YouTube.
It's a
This is
YouTube
one of our YouTube
question.
friends. Yes.
So basically, it goes like this: when you're recording yourself, do you find yourself mixing as you go?
Right.
Okay, so adding effects,
like this
panning, all that stuff. So when the recordings are finished and it's time to mix on the final mix, do you go from that point, or you reset everything back to zero and start the mix from scratch? That's a great question.
That is a good freaking question.
Yeah. So.
And everybody that does this would have a different answer, which is
For
kind of
sure.
fun.
It's a lot of personal workflow.
Or some combination of those two, or
Definitely.
whatever, right? Like it's a good question.
It is.
It's fun.
It is.
So where do you answer this question on your?
Let's start with mixing as you go.
Yes.
Okay. When I do work on a song, like we're talking about effects, talking about delays, especially when I'm recording guitars or some synths and stuff. Delays and
Sorry, let me interrupt. Let me try to interpret his question. And you
Okay,
tell me
sure.
if
Go ahead.
it tracks the same as what you're hearing.
Yeah.
So as you're recording, like back in the day on a big console or something, you're kind of mixing the faders and turning the knobs and making it sound nice when you're in the room.
Yeah.
And so that would kind of be mixing as you go. You're adding things. And at some point in there, then you start to mix. And on a console, especially because it was a pain, you would just keep going. You just take the decisions that are in front of you on the console and then just turn them into a mix.
Yes.
So where does the mix begin?
Yes.
I think it's how you said this at breakfast, right?
Yes.
So that's maybe how much of this do you do while you're recording, and then how much of it do you do, or do you start over and mix or whatever? So, okay, I got
you
it.
scrap everything you did.
And just zero everything out, load your template,
And then
start
mixing
with your tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you fall on this?
Man, I'll start with the first part of this question, like mixing as you go.
Sure.
Okay. Because I see this question like in two different parts. There's that, which you just mentioned, and there's also, do you guys mix as you go? Meaning that, do you add effects like reverbs and delays
How far
as
do you take it?
record, and how far you take it?
Yeah.
Okay. For me personally, I'm going to take effects like reverbs, delays, especially as far as it feels good for the song I'm arranging or recording. I want to get in that zone. I want to, like, when I record a song, my goal is to get close to the final version. Okay. So when I'm done with the recording, I want to make sure that when I listen to the recording, I know exactly, okay, this is ready to be mixed because I'm in that zone. Okay, so I have my stuff panned out. I have some effects, not all effects, but I have, especially guitars, because some effects are going to be part of the performance when it comes to delays.
Yes.
Listen to like The Edge, for example.
Yeah.
All of his guitar parts are based on that dotted delay time, So if you remove that delay, it's like ting, 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 ting. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the whole part turns around that effect. So in that case, that effect is part of the recording stage.
Yes.
Okay, even like you see a lot of guitar players playing with guitar pedals at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And recording their own effects.
Yep.
So, so when you get to, okay, we're done with the recording, we have all of our tracks, and if those tracks have some effects, those effects are part of that recording. And when I listen to the final recording before I jump into mixing, I just want to make sure I'm in the ballpark. I'm exactly where I'm going. I'm close to the kind of the end result, basically. And this is a lot of people do. Like pro engineers, they kind of get to that almost final thing, and especially when you work with clients.
And I would say before we jump to part two.
Yeah.
I think for that point, I will monitor different if there's clients in the room or if there's not.
There's that.
That's an interesting thing that I've noticed over the years that I will do. I will leave things a bit more raw and less mixy if I'm alone. Like if I'm working with a singer and I'm the only one in the room and they're in the booth, I listen to vocals totally different. Then if,
because you know where you want to go.
Then if the rest of the band is sitting on the couch and yelling comments, I'll make it sound a little more what they expect it to be. So there's that piece. And the other one is, I think you mentioned it with the guitarist, but with anybody, there's something about, a bass player plays different if you're sending them back a slightly compressed bass part.
Yes.
Right? Or a singer or whatever. So
Totally.
To your point, people react differently.
Yes.
The more mixed it sounds to them, they play differently.
Yes.
And they often play better.
Yeah.
If they don't sound raw and exposed and brutal, right?
Yeah. And they have sometimes more inspiration.
Correct. And so that's where reverbs and things just inspire people.
Yes,
And a good
a
delay
lot.
inspires people.
A lot.
So that, and then the other piece is when the band then comes in to listen, what are they hearing? And it's the same thing. They want to hear close to a mix. Unless they're really, really experienced and they know what they want to hear, and they'll request that. But typically, your average musician just wants to hear music, and they want to hear it sound like a mix. And so, they're doing the same thing you are, which is how close to a mix does this sound? And I always say, man, if it sounds this good now, wait until we get done mixing it, right? So there's that gut reaction to the performance that comes from
So
mix as you go.
I'm going to ask you this. Okay. Now, let's go in the case where you work with a client.
Okay.
Okay. You bring the recording to that stage where the client listens to the song in the room and, he's enjoying it.
Yes.
Now, we're getting close to what it's going to sound like when the mix is going to be over.
Yes.
It's only going to get better.
Yes.
All right. So from this point, when you jump on the mixing stage, do you reset everything or you just continue from that point on? With the client or like with a client's project?
I reset everything.
You reset everything.
Yep.
So why don't you keep
I will
things as they are and just improve them?
Okay, so it's a yes and yes.
Okay.
I will put that to the side, open the template.
Yeah.
And if I really liked something, I'll bring that track in with everything on it.
Yes.
That doesn't happen a lot. Typically drums, just forget it all. That was just a monitor.
Yeah,
My template's way better.
Yeah.
And it's got...
For sure.
And a part of it is that there's just a lot of plugins and things that don't run without latency.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is I just introduce like 4 seconds of latency as soon as I open my template.
Yeah.
So, and I like what it does when it's open. So for me, and typically it's in my head. Sometimes I'll note it. Sometimes I'll put asterisks by the thing and I'll just scroll through the recording session. And if I see an asterisk, I'll just grab that track. Sometimes I'll bring them in just for inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Typically I'll bring them all in anyway because I want the playlists underneath them. So into my template, I'll bring all the tracks in. And then a lot of times I can see the asterisks and I'll just drag those up by my bass up there. And then I know there's something neat happened here and I'll look at it and figure it out and decide, do I just route that into my template or do I drag the track down?
Mm-hmm.
So but typically it's a fairly big restart because I like the template better than I like my ideas to get me through the war the week before.
Okay, cool. Okay, interesting. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I did both.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the whole, I know what I'm doing. Like I know where I'm going to go with this.
Oh, yeah.
I know what type of delay I'm going to look at during the mixing stage.
Yeah.
And I keep everything pretty much raw and boring during the recording stage. And, for me, it's like, if a client listens to that recording version, probably going to find it a bit boring and it's missing something. Like, but wait. I know where to go from
I've
this
definitely
point.
done phases as well.
So I did that.
Yeah.
And at some point, I put a bit more time into the recording stage and play around more with effects and a bit more polishing. Not to the point to add like compression on the vocal and stuff, aside from what I record, but so if I want to work on a delay for the guitar, I'm gonna like craft that delay straight while recording, even with a plugin. Like just do it right away, get that sound right, and then when I bring it to the mixing stage, I just keep whatever is there and add to this. But like you said, drums. I don't pre-mix drums anyways. They're like dry, They sound like they sound.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So whatever they were recorded with is how they're going to sound like.
Yeah.
But now at this point, I could go with, okay, maybe, you know, on future drum recordings, I could add a bit more compression or EQ a bit, you know, and bring those drums to sound a bit better on the recording stage. But again, this is kind of personal choice. At this point, I don't think it matters that much. But so I did both. I did a bit more dry, a bit more polished, close to, you know, it's a bit like when that probably happened to you too. When you get a session, like a Pro Tools or a Cubase session in my case, from a client that works in Cubase, he sends me where he left things off.
Yeah.
And I take it from there.
Super valuable.
And what I do, I actually bring stuff from my template into this session instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to keep that session on because this is, okay, it sounds good as it is. So I'm just going to add to it. And okay, let's work on the drums, bring all of my drums effect from the template to those tracks, route them correctly, and, you know, same for vocal sound or whatever, you know, whatever is on my template I want to import into this session. And that becomes my mix session.
Yep. Done that one for sure, especially a big, hairy session.
Yeah.
That they really like. Like that's
and at some point,
surely the way to do it.
Is it worth it to redo everything?
No.
You know?
No. If there's 27 background vocals and they're all doing things, there they sit. Right? I will freeze those tracks.
Yeah.
And work from there, right? There's something to that. The other note I would make that where I've landed lately is that I as powerful and important to me as my mixing template is, my recording template is.
Mm-hmm.
So I now have a recording template. Everything's bussed. Everything's labeled. My drums are already subgrouped into a set of plugins that I know don't introduce latency, but sound good on the fly.
Yes.
And that allows me very quickly when I'm working to bypass that chain, and I can just hear the raw drums. So when we're getting sounds and stuff, it all comes in with all these buses bypassed. I can get my raw sounds. I trust them. And then once we get going and everything's good, then I go, watch this, everybody. And I go, doosh, and everything just goes, boom. And there's even like there's a monitor bus kind of chain that now makes it just sound really good fast. And I can always bypass those quickly to check source tones.
Oh, I like that, yeah.
And so that's become a really good split of the two for me, is that I have all those things grouped with a into bypass land, and I can just bypass everything and hear raw and then go back to wow.
Cool.
And so it's doing it gets me halfway to a mix instantly. And I know what it's doing because it's the same stuff I'll do when I mix.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's the same flavors. So that's the split, the difference that I've landed on these days. It's the recording template that is very powerful.
Is it the same when you work on your own music?
No. If I'm doing my own thing, it is raw as salmonella chicken. Because I don't want any Photoshop on what I'm doing.
Okay.
If it's my own thing. Like I will monitor vocals raw and ugly and to me that
because you don't care.
I don't
it doesn't
care
matter.
and I know where it's going. I like if I'm singing and I hear a compressor, I lose my mind.
Yeah.
Emotionally. Even if I'm live, in ears, I'm singing, I'm like, please make the compressor not happen because I'm singing against it and I know what I'm hearing and right? Like I want to be able to push when I push, and same if I'm playing live, I want to punch a note out and I'm doing it on purpose because I know what I'm trying to do.
So for you, recording yourself with compression, like hardware compression while you're recording,
makes me crazy.
Insane.
If I push, I want to know I pushed.
Okay.
And I want to compress myself, and then later the compressor doesn't have to do it. Like I want to.
Because a lot of singers do complete opposites.
Yeah. A lot of singers like reverb when they sing.
Yeah.
It makes me mental. It's doing things to pitch and time and I just to me the value in it's like for me it's the photo edit thing, right? Like I just want the raw file with all the data so I can zoom in and zoom out and find things.
Yeah.
And it's the opposite of what I was saying. And there are musicians that are similar. I will have bass players that I work with that don't want compression. They want to know if they a note, they want to hear that because they're doing it for a reason and they want to know what it did in their mix, in their head. And if I compress that, then they don't get the result they are used to from playing in their room their whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
So I ascribe to that school. And so it's definitely, and some singers don't want compression and some don't want reverb and some want all of it. They want all the reverb
no, I think
and all the delays.
The importance is to get comfortable,
Correct.
So, and if you record someone else, good communication. And communication skills is a must.
And in the template, the recording template, there's options to send reverb to them, but not
Yes.
to me, and vice versa. And I want a different reverb than they want.
Cool.
And so that's all built into that. So yeah, I think that's a big part of the conversation that we've stumbled upon is, we're back to client maintenance, getting them what they want mix-wise versus what you want mix-wise versus what the guys on the couch behind you want mix-wise.
Exactly.
Versus where it's headed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is a not one answer kind of question.
But it's a great question.
It is a good question.
And you can even go a bit further and go, okay, what about the arrangement stage before you get to the recording stage? How much effects and stuff you're going to add there? Because, depending on the style of music you're producing, effects can be part of arrangement.
Absolutely.
And then you bring those over to the recording stage, which then is probably going to stay for the mixing stage too, So there's that.
A guitar delay or a synth delay will build the entire song.
On that.
It becomes, the drummer plays to that delay.
Totally.
As soon as he or she hears it, right?
Totally.
Good musicians do that. They respond to what they hear. So yeah, part of this is not derailing what they're trying to create.
No, exactly.
By adding your garbage, because they'll shift without knowing it even, right? So yeah, maybe there's a bit of use with caution. To this.
So cool. Great question.
Good question.
And as you can see,
mediocre answer. Great question.
Exactly.
Mediocre answer.
Like a lot of stuff in music production,
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Big non-answer.
A lot of
is
stuff.
Our specialty.
A lot of stuff in music production are subjective, are personal choice, personal workflow. There's no right or wrong answer.
And have fun.
And take whatever is good from what we just said and have fun, like you say.
And there's something to the communication piece. You said it a second ago.
Yeah.
It can't be overstated, which is, man, if hey guys, how's it sounding to you? There's something to that.
There
right?
is.
And they go, love it. Or they go, doesn't sound as big as it used, or whatever. And you go, I got a button for that.
Yeah.
Right. So there's something to the communication piece.
Or be good to communicate the fact that, okay, but I will mix that.
Yeah.
This is not mixed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Here,
so
let me show you what it's going to sound like real quick for a second.
Yeah.
And they go, okay,
This is
I'm
where I'm
going to
gonna
turn that
go.
off because it makes me crazy. But that's where I'm going, right? So
I usually do that a lot, with clients.
there's a lot
Okay,
of-
we're going to listen to the final arrangement. It
Yeah.
happened to the arrangement. Okay, but don't forget, this is not the official
Yeah,
recording.
It's missing the acoustic guitars.
It's the drum machine, not the real drums, So,
Yeah.
but just pay attention to the big picture,
Yeah.
And once you explain it before you play the piece of music,
They're not sad as much.
No, they understand.
Sad
they try to
clients.
understand it.
Sad clients.
That happens.
It does.
Do we have a question this week?
We do.
Okay, so the question is by Neil Higgins.
I like
from
that
the
name.
UK.
He sounds like a nice guy.
He sounds like a nice guy. I totally agree.
I want to hang out with Neil.
It would be cool.
Raise,
So
raise a pint.
let's go to the UK and
Let's
have
go.
a beer with
Come on, Neil. We're coming. Can we stay with you?
So he says, just to say that I'm enjoying the podcast and learning a lot.
We
which
could
is
totally
good.
stay with him.
Yeah,
We totally crash on his couch.
Totally. So that's why you guys need to subscribe to the channel.
So we can come to your house. We're on tour. Where are you doing sleeping on people's couches?
Just send us your address and that's it.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We're not going to call before we come.
No.
All right. So where should I route my effects sends to? Back to the instrument bus or to the main mix channel? What are the pros and cons?
Okay.
So for example, so let's say you have all of your drums are routed straight into a drum bus.
Okay.
Okay, so you have processing on your individual tracks, you have
Yes.
processing on the mix bus, on the drum bus, but then that drum bus goes to the mix bus.
Okay.
Now, the drum reverbs, the room effects,
Yes.
okay, even the parallel compression, whatever you have, and I was like, I'm going to say parallel is going to react.
I tried so hard not to. I was like, be a grown-up, Steve. Be a grown-up. Be a grown-up.
You had the looks. It's like,
Be
oh,
a
man,
grown-up. Be a
he's
grown-up.
going down. I'm going to bring him there.
Oh.
So what about those effects? Are those effects routed into the same instrument bus channel or straight on the mix bus? Because some engineers...
10 drum channels go to your drum bus.
Yeah.
Your drum bus goes to your final destination.
Mm-hmm.
Along the way, you've added a snare reverb and some room reverb and a few reverbs.
Yeah.
Do those reverbs then join the drums in the drum bus, or do they just go all the way directly to the bottom?
Yeah.
That's the question.
That's the question.
That's as far as I got.
Yeah. And I like my answer.
Yeah, I like your answer. Let's go.
Okay.
I didn't call you professor.
Oh, man.
I know you love when I call you professor.
I don't have the white coat.
You don't ever get one.
I don't want
It'd
one.
be terrifying.
Oh my goodness.
If you walked up to me in a white coat, can you imagine you in a white coat?
Oh,
You'd have no patience.
at all.
None. If you just walked into the room in a white coat.
Mr. Durkins, follow me, please. Putting my rubber gloves.
Oh, no rubber glove. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I would say you can go either way.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I know that some engineers will tend to have even like a FX bus channel.
Sure.
For all the effects.
That's the third option. That's very common.
That's the thing that is common.
Everything that's an effect goes to another place.
I don't do that personally, but that's the
90%.
thing that lots of engineers do. We can talk about that later, but it basically doesn't matter where you send those effects to. The difference is going to be depending on the processing you have on your drum bus and versus the processing you have on your mix bus.
Okay.
This is where you're going to hear a bit of differences.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you have like compression and a bit of saturation and some, a clipper on your drum bus and some limiting or whatever,
Yeah.
you kind of craft the whole drum sound. Now, of course, your drums are going to sound different with or without the reverbs and rooms going to that bus channel. Okay. And you can try them both.
Yeah.
Try them both ways, see what sounds best,
Yeah.
So that's my answer.
Yeah.
Because, of course, if you have like lots of compression or whatever, even a minimum amount of compression and some limiting and stuff on the drum bus or whatever you have, of course, you're going to hear the room effects differently.
That's a super good thought. I think it's the main thought.
Yeah.
And it's, like if you've got your room mics and you're like, I want to add some room effect to those room mics, and then the chorus gets loud and all your drums get compressed down and are doing a thing, your room mics are either doing that with them or they've skipped that and they're just sitting loud and proud.
Exactly.
While your drums are doing this.
Yeah.
And it's two totally different sounds.
Yeah.
And both of them are right.
And even if there's a compressor on the mix bus too,
Correct.
it's going to react differently than the one on the drum
and
bus.
both of them are right.
Yeah.
And it depends on how hard you're hitting your drum bus and what you're doing to it. And if you're brightening your drums a lot, now all your reverbs are getting brightened a lot.
That too.
And so there's a lot of
a
lot of things that happen if you group things together and then steer them around. They get pulled.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, I'm trying to think in my own, because I do. I have them kind of set up both ways in my template because I don't have a go-to. And I think for me, a lot of times, if it's something like jazz or something, a lot of times I'll skip the drum bus. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of want it to be like an old console sound where they just went off and got sent away to the chamber under the Capitol basement. And came back on faders, right?
Sure.
And so that's kind of a sound we're used to. But with hard hitting pop and all that, it's all tight. I'll put them with the drum bus and let them move together.
Cool.
Let them pump together. And so no right answer.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
On my end, I do the whole drum bus thing more than not, But for stuff like jazz and stuff, I would probably do otherwise.
Yeah.
But for pop, for rock, country and stuff like that, by habit,
Tighter's tight. It just sounds tighter to me.
It's
when
like it's
grouped together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It moves together.
And when you go, which happens a lot to me, I'll come back the next day and go, man, my drums are too loud. And so I just turn that whole drum bus down.
And everything goes down.
And the reverbs go with it.
Yeah.
And now I'm not like, where is this one thing and where's the snare different than the tom reverb?
Because that's the thing
there's something
too.
about that too.
Sometimes like I do some automation sometimes on the
I do it
drum
a
bus.
lot.
you know?
Widening. And it's neat. It's neat when you widen the drums in the chorus and the reverbs go with it.
Yeah.
And it's just one less thing to think about.
But getting back though to your, what other engineers
Yeah.
like the third options.
Yeah.
The third options we have like on having a dedicated
It's the
bus for the effects.
It's from the console days, right? Like down at the end of the console, there was just effects.
Yeah.
And everything would get dumped back in there
Sure.
or whatever, right? And so it would just kind of sit there.
Yeah.
And when things got too much hiss, you'd just turn that off during the saw or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could ride that way. And
But
so
then there's that little thing you need to pay attention to
It's
when you do
another
some
moving
automation on the drum bus, for example, or the guitar bus, like the reverbs are not going to follow.
yeah, I stopped doing that years and years ago because I just kept it was just like, why am like the vocal got way soft in the bridge and it still like fell down a well.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I'm like, that thing down at the bottom. Right? There's no need for it to be there.
Yeah.
By itself. I don't.
Exactly.
Because at some point it has to go to the master anyway. So just send it there.
Yeah.
If that's what you're looking
So
for.
if you're planning on doing a considerable amount of automation on the drum bus, but at the same time you like the sound of having the effects going straight into on the mix bus, a solution would be to maybe have your effects route to their own group channels for drums only, for example, and just like control that with a VCA fader.
Yep. You could have your drum bus and your drum effects. Right
And
there
VCA
together.
faders do the automation on
so
both.
you just see them right there together, and you're aware of them.
That could be a workaround,
A workaround.
which I'm not going to do.
Me neither.
But it's a workaround.
It's nice to know it's there.
It's nice to know it's there. There's so many things that are possible.
I could run marathons.
I could also run marathons barefoot,
Yes, with
like
me.
Lid Shaw did more than once.
Did he?
He did a lot.
Totally seems like a guy who would run a marathon barefoot.
And that was at the time he had like a long, huge beard.
Lid
You
Shaw.
never met him with the beard. It's like,
I met him after when he was
Yeah.
all clean and shiny.
oh man.
He's the recording rock stars guy.
Oh yeah.
And we love him.
Oh, he's the best.
He's a good cat. He's a good cat. I can picture him running a marathon.
I
barefoot.
walked with Lidge in New York City, and he was walking barefoot
Did he?
on the
I
sidewalk.
hope he got his shots. like you just needed some penicillin from being close to him. That's amazing. I'm glad he's still alive.
Man, he's been the raw vegan guy for years, man. I don't think he
take
needs
a
any
hypodermic
shots.
needle in the foot or something like that. Change your day real fast. Well, I feel like we covered.
I love it.
We covered the whole thing.
We
Is there anything
did.
else?
I think we're done.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye, Lidge.